Get ready for the biggest wave of the game. It's no mania, and the world will never be the same. Wrestling news, drama, it's all here. Tune in now, cause Noah's bringing the crew. From the ring to the screen, he's got the scoop. Breaking down WWE, Raw, the crew. SmackDown, AEW, the top spots to be. Noah Mania is the name, and the future you'll see. Hollywood buzz and the drama that's real. Noah's on fire and you'll feel the appeal. From the ring to the screen, he's got the scoop. Breaking down WWE, Raw, the crew. SmackDown, AEW, the top spots to be. Noah Mania is the name, and the future you'll see. Hollywood buzz and the drama that's real. Noah's on fire and you'll feel the appeal. Podcast, YouTube, where the stories unfold. He's got the content and it's pure gold. From the square circle to the red carpet bright, Noah Mania's rising and he's taking flight. A sexy encyclopedia, he's the king of internet media. Noah Mania's on the rise, watch him take control. The biggest name on YouTube and he's on a roll. Wrestling drama, all the world's trends. Tune in now, cause the fun never ends. Noah Mania's got the vision, the heat of fire. Climbing higher and higher, he's your empire. The biggest YouTuber, watch him ignite. It's Noah Mania, turning up the light. He's dropping the truth, no holding back. Every wrestling move and every hot track. From the backstage gossip to the latest fight, Noah Mania is here to keep
Welcome
it all
to the show,
tight.
everyone.
Down to Hollywood and the YouTube scene. He's
It's
breaking it down like you've
Thursday,
never seen. All the drama,
July
the
the
tea, and the viral
3rd.
news. You'll never miss a thing. He's got all the views. From the
10,
square
12
circle
p.m.
to the
in the
red carpet
east,
bright, Noah
7,
Mania's
12
rising and he's taking
out in the
flight.
west.
He's got the takes that'll never tame. When it comes
The west
to
is
news,
the
he's
best.
the king of the game. Noah Mania's on the rise, watch him take control.
Hot
The biggest name
as
on
fuck
YouTube,
in
and he's on a
Sacramento.
roll. Wrestling drama, all the world's trends. Tune in now.
But weirdly overcast out, so it's like kinda muggy out. Fucking hate it. Actually, guys, would you do me a solid? Hold up 1 second. I need a Mountain Dew. I need a fucking Mountain Dew. I need something to drink.
On the edge of their seats, wrestling drama, entertainment, he's bringing it all. And the biggest YouTuber, yeah, that's Noah standing tall. Noah Mania's on the rise, watch him take control. The biggest name on YouTube and he's on a roll. Wrestling drama, all the world's trends. Tune in now, cause the fun never ends. Noah Mania's on the vision, the heat, the fire. Climbing higher and higher, he's your empire. The biggest YouTuber, watch him ignite. It's Noah Mania, turning up the lights. Get ready, Noah Mania is taking over. Stay tuned, stay hyped, cause this is just the
I
start.
got my Mountain Dew. And I get the real stuff. I don't get that generic Mountain Lightning bullshit. How's everyone going? Welcome to the show. It's Thursday. Noah Mania Experience, youtube.com/Noah Mania. Oh, man. Oh, that was delicious. That's so delicious. I've had like the fucking worst week ever. Worst week ever. I'm working my butt off. 50-hour-a-week job. Just stress in my life. Just trying to do the right thing, you know? It's hard though. It's hard. But that's why I do this. You guys are all fucking awesome. So got a great show for you guys today. We're going to talk about some news in wrestling. We can talk about TNA, NXT, AEW Dynamite. It was TNA that just wrapped up a few minutes ago. I watched it. See, I have a really weird relationship in my fanhood of TNA. It's always hard to admit that you watch TNA though, because TNA, you go and you tell anyone, "Oh, I'm watching TNA tonight," and it's like, it's embarrassing enough trying to explain that I'm a WWE fan. Imagine trying to explain TNA. It was a Vince Russo thing. He bamboozled Jerry Jarrett into not thinking that it stood for tits and ass. But that was all bullshit. It's Vince Russo and his locker room nonsense. But anyway, TNA, of course, the number 3 wrestling promotion in the world. I don't consider Ring of Honor a wrestling promotion. I see it as like to AEW as NXT is to WWE. I'm not really a big... To be honest, I like TNA better than I like AEW. I think it's just a better all-around product. Even though AEW has some bigger stars currently than TNA does. But anyway, going to talk about that. What else is going on? We got a lot of news and stuff to talk about. So, anyway, let me see if Mike's available. Should I try to call Mike? Let's see if Mike's around. I just sent Mike a message. Let's see if he hops on. Let's see if he hops on. Ah, he read the message. Let's see. What's he going to say? He's probably going to say no. Another one? Yes, another one. Let's bring him in, shall we? Because why not? Why the fuck not? We got to get Mike in here to keep me awake. Let's bring him in. He wants to come on. I know he does. There he is.
What?
Well, what do you mean, what? You act like I'm bothering you? Did I interrupt an important meeting with the board of directors?
No.
Well, that's good. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, joining us on the air, the extreme icon Mike Nagel, once again.
Yay.
I find that it's easier to get you to join if I just bring you on via audio. I feel like you're more comfortable.
Well, it's not that. It's my.
He has a face for radio.
Shut up. You have a voice for fucking deaf person. My residence isn't set up yet to the way I would like it to be, much like you. So I'd prefer to wait until I have an office set up to be on camera.
Okay. Well, I do like just being able to call you up and just say, hey, you want to come on? And you're like, okay, it's cool. I like it.
Awesome.
I like it. How are you doing? What's new in Nagel world, the Nagelverse?
I don't know. I was told something earlier today about possibly In-N-Out tonight.
Wait, what?
I was told earlier today about possibly something like In-N-Out tonight.
Did you talk to Mary or something?
Perhaps.
What was this conversation with Mary?
I don't know. I got startled because I heard a noise and there was the hose being used to give water to the cats.
Yeah, Mary takes care of a... see, Mike lives on my feral cat colony.
I live on a pussy farm, goddammit.
We moved Mike out of Cleveland and into my feral cat colony. we're trying to get Mike comfortable around other humans. It's touch and go though.
Shut up, Noah.
Hey, vey. Have you been watching? See, I wanted to talk about TNA tonight. Have you been watching TNA?
A little bit.
You know they're airing Impact for free on YouTube over the summer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so if you watch it, it's on live at 5 o'clock our time on YouTube. And normally you have to be like that TNA Plus subscriber thing for like $15 a month. But they're giving it away over the summer for free. So I caught
I
it.
guess
What?
they're Paul Heymaning it because I guess they're getting a nice check from WWE to run their shows
Oh,
now.
they're getting fucking bought out by WWE is what's going to happen.
I mean, the thing is, I watch Pluto TV when I come back and relax after work, and I've been watching a lot of the older Impact stuff.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, it is funny seeing guys like fucking Eric Young and Jeff Hardy and like Frankie Kazarian still there. They're old as fuck.
Yeah, but what about like Pepsi Phil's friend Ace Steel, who's still doing matches there?
Yeah, there's that.
I don't know. Nothing beats the days when I went there when they were brand new in the quote unquote asylum at the Nashville Fairgrounds, which has since been torn down, and seeing and meeting people. I miss the days of Monty Brown, god damn it.
What about Vince Russo putting the girls in the cages?
I was there for that. I met Vince Russo. He's awesome.
I know you've met Vince Russo.
He's nice.
Yes, he's nice.
When I bring back all my memorabilia from my storage units in Cleveland, I'll show you my picture with Vince Russo.
I've seen your picture with Vince Russo.
Oh, well, consider yourself lucky then.
I mean, when that website was profiteering off your image for so many years, that photo had been recycled on there for many years.
Oh,
But you already knew
Interesting.
that, didn't you?
sure. But I haven't seen a dime. I feel like I worked for Paul Heyman.
No, because Paul Heyman was at least a decent person.
A lot of his talents didn't get paid, or they got bounced checks.
Yes, but he was a
You know,
decent person.
you know, Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer was going to murder him live
Yes,
on
I know the
WrestleMania.
story from Dark Side of the Ring.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that wanted to kill Paul Heyman.
Well, he bankrupted Tommy Dreamer and his family, so I don't blame him.
Yeah.
In lighter news,
When do you
in
think
lighter
when do you
news-
think Mass Transit is going to get inducted into the Hall of Fame?
never.
Never.
Danhausen had his kid today, apparently.
I saw that. That was pretty cool. So it was a boy, and it was, yeah, this was his first child, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, his wife had a miscarriage,
That's
I believe.
right. Yeah.
And I guess they went right back to it, and they made it work this time.
Yeah, that's cool. Good for him.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, congratulations, Danhausen. See, Danhausen is one of those guys where if you just like glance over his work like quickly, you think he's like a goof and a joke in the wrestling business. He's really good. Like the Danhausen character and his in-ring, I mean, he's not blowing the world up in terms of his in-ring talent, but he's good.
I'm telling you, he's going to WWE when his contract's up, and
Oh.
they're gonna blow the shit out of his merchandise, just like Mr. Iguana.
Yeah, I would definitely think so.
They need to have some kind of gimmick match at WrestleMania when he signs with him and Mr. Iguana and Joe Hendry and the Hurricane.
No, Joe Hendry deserves better than that. Come on.
Well, he already had his Randy Orton match, so it's time to sell some merch.
Wave your hands from side to side and say,
Yeah, you proved my point. You have a voice for Helen Keller.
hey.
Oh.
I'm not a singer, I'm a rapper.
Are ya? Because from the post I saw earlier, you just want a FUBU jersey, a sideways hat, a silver ball chain, and some Converse Chucks on your feet.
Have you ever met a girl that you tried to date, but a year to make love, she wanted you to wait? Let me tell you a story of my situation. I was talking to this girl from the U.S. nation.
Yeah, he's dead too.
The way I met her was at tour at a concert. She had long hair and a short mini skirt.
You're gonna get a copyright claim if you keep going.
I used to know all the words. I don't have the lyrics pulled up. You got what I need, but you say he's just a friend. But you say he's just a friend.
That's wonderful.
It's true. Or I could do a little rock and roll. Would you like to hear some rock and roll?
No, I wouldn't.
Mama, ooh,
Didn't you get kicked out of the
I
bar?
don't want to die. Sometimes wish I'd never been born at all.
Shut up, Noah.
I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo, Galileo,
That's the
Galileo,
song where they pulled
Galileo.
the microphone back from you because you were killing cats with your voice.
Galileo Figaro Magnifico. I'm just a poor boy. Nobody loves me. He's
Who
just
sings
a
that
poor
song?
boy from a poor family. Spare him his life from this monstrosity. Easy come, easy go. Will you let me go? Beelzebub never let you. Fuck it.
Who sings that song?
Frederick Mercury.
Yeah, let's keep it that way. Because he sounds better dead than you do alive.
I didn't say it sounded good.
Well, I'm just letting you know.
Well, thank you very much. Well, let's talk about TNA, shall we? TNA just went off the air a little bit ago. I don't think you watched the whole thing. I'll run through the results. You can comment as you see fit. The fuck? Where's my notes at? I can't stand those iconics. The inspiration.
I love them.
What?
I love them.
They're so freaking annoying. I wanted to jump out a window every time they were on in WWE.
They're the best.
Negative.
You
Anyway.
just don't like them because they remind you of yourself.
Shut up. So it was the Iconics inspiration, whatever, going up against the team of Victoria Crawford and everyone's favorite female professional wrestler in the world. Such a great reputation, well liked, well loved for her altruistic nature. Of course,
Third generation superstar.
Of course, I'm talking about Tessa Blanchard.
She's good too.
Huh?
She's good too.
She is, and she knows it. That's the problem.
She's just a little racist. It's okay.
It's just a little racist. It's still good. It's still good. No.
Maybe that's
it's
why
not
they
good.
had her team with Victoria Crawford to show everybody she's changed.
What? Jeez. All right. Let's run through this. I enjoyed watching TNA a little too much, if you know what I mean.
Oh my God.
What?
You're sick.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You said if you know what I mean. I know what you mean, you
No,
sick
not that.
freak.
No. No.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. No, not that. No. By the way, is there anyone even in the live chat watching this shit right now? Let me see if anyone's in the live chat. Teabag! What's up, Matt Helms? Glad your power's back on. Las Vegas. Teabag,
Las Vegas.
let me
Las
bring
Vegas
the live chat into the show. Sorry, I'm not on my A game right now. Long live the king of internet media. Thank you, Teabag. Appreciate it. I'm glad you still remember. And Teabag asked a question, and this one's directed at Mike. You ready for a question?
Uh-oh. Sure, why not?
He says, Mike, which one is worse, Cleveland or Las Vegas? I'm going nuts right now. Respond to that while I fix what's going on in my studio. The lighting's all fucked up. Hang on.
I loved living in Cleveland, actually. It was just towards the end where stuff got...
Damn it! Damn
What, are you having a stroke?
There we go.
You having a stroke or
That
something?
should take care of that.
Noah's stroking out, everybody. Jeez, Louise.
Which one's worse, Cleveland or Vegas?
I loved living in Cleveland up until the last 6 months I was living there. Vegas is a very hard city to live in. You know, it's not just
It's
the
not
bad
for beginners.
It's not just the bad areas that has the check cashing and the liquor stores and crime and everything. You know, in the good parts of town, you have that too. Then you have a lot of people from all over the world who are tourists who are driving there who don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they're causing so many accidents. I prefer Cleveland. It's much quieter than Vegas, but you know, I still visit Vegas every once in a while. But I'd pick Cleveland as the better city.
What do you think of Sacramento?
Well, I've pretty much been confined to this one little area, and so far so good.
He's running a feral cat ranch.
It's the Pussy Farm.
Oh boy.
Listen, I like the fact that if I want to, I can go and play poker any day of the week.
Yeah, I made a big
room.
mistake telling you about that place.
I haven't been there in a while, so it's fine. But I mean, if I get a day off here or there, I may go play a tournament. But my priority right now, I have other things on my list that need to get done right now.
That's good. I'm very proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Anyway, the goddamn Iconics won that match. God damn it.
Awesome.
God damn it.
Are you drinking because you're off work tomorrow?
Yes, I am drinking because
Yeah, I can tell.
I am off work tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a sip of Mountain Dew here. It's hard to talk. My mouth is really dry right now.
Yeah, you should stop sucking so much dick.
Why would you say that? Don't be a bully, be a star. Up next was a chain match. It was Killer Kelly versus Masha Slamovich.
Nice. Killer Kelly just had a baby.
Really? How long ago did she just have a baby?
Like a few months ago.
No wonder her ass had more craters than the moon. It was not a good sight. Because, she basically wears a thong in the ring. She's one of those.
I think Masha Slamovich is going to be one of the first women that are signed by WWE from TNA, aside from Jordan Grace, because they've had her show up at NXT also. So
it's really weird seeing women in a chain match, though.
Yeah.
It's very odd. Very odd to me. Because
What's
usually,
even more odd is that TNA stopped the whole bleeding thing, and why would they have a chain match if you can't
can't get
sell
color. Yeah, no,
get color?
that's silly. I'm with you on that. I was just actually thinking the same thing. So really, they've gone no blood, because even WWE has brought back blood a little bit, not like intentional, but they don't freak out and cut to commercial if someone gets busted open.
Yeah. And it's crazy too, because when we were kids, they used to have blood all the time, and it wasn't even that big of a deal. It was more of a deal if like there was a nip slip or something.
Oh
It's
yeah,
insane.
yeah. Blame Benoit.
No, I blame the Parents Television Council for fucking with people's sponsors.
Parents, isn't that organization, that Republican right wing conservative? Uh, wasn't it ran by a guy named Brent Bozell, and
Yes.
he was who the Right to Censor were based upon.
Yes, but you want to hear something even funnier?
What's that?
Patrick Warburton, I don't know if you know who he is, but he plays Joe Swanson on Family Guy.
No clue. But go on.
He plays Joe Swanson on Family Guy. He was Putty on Seinfeld.
Oh,
And
I know the actor now. If he played Putty, I know exactly who you're talking about.
so he's making bank doing Family Guy, right? So he's helping to support his mother and father. His mother works for the Parents Television Council and kept having conversations with him about how she was going to have his show banned. And he said, well, then I guess the money train is over. And that shut her up real fast.
That is hilarious. Yeah, the Parents Television Council was one of those organizations that would lobby to the FCC, and they would both do that. They'd try to get you fined or thrown off the air, and they would also separately, if they couldn't get you thrown off the air because what you were doing wasn't illegal, but you were still offended by them, they'd essentially go to whoever the sponsors were, and they'd say, hey, we're going to tell all of our Christian, religious, right-wing motherfuckers that follow us, don't buy your product anymore. It's immoral. It's against Jesus. It's against the Bible. So basically, they live by the motto, if we're offended by it, nobody can watch it.
And it's because of them that the Godfather and Val Venus had their gimmicks changed before they left the company.
Yep. Because they were at risk. They were going after UPN. That's really when the PTC really ramped up, because on cable TV, there's some liberties you can take to a certain degree. So on cable TV, the PTC was limited just going after the sponsors.
That's why you don't see too much craziness with NXT on the CW.
Right. It's wild. It's so funny to me how these fucking conservatives, they believe in small government, freedoms, liberties, the Constitution. But the second it's, oh my God, what was it that they said on TV that offends my Christian virgin ears? Won't somebody please think of the children?
Ow, my freaking ears!
Kiss my fucking ass. Change the goddamn channel and monitor what your kids are watching if you don't want them to see that. I want my wrestling. Jeez. Grow up. By the way, I'm as left to the left, everything you own in a box to the left. I know that was retarded. Probably shouldn't have said that either. But this culture, this cancel culture. I don't know. Explain it, Lucy.
You done ranting?
I'm never done ranting.
Yeah, no kidding.
Fuck that. I thought there was a backstage segment with Eric Young in the Northern Armory, and he was just berating them. He's like a 50-year-old with jacked the way he is. He still has that funny sounding raspy voice. It's hard to take him seriously. I was laughing throughout the whole promo.
Well, you would be pissed too if you lost the 3-on-1 handicap match to The Miz on TV also.
Yeah, I guess so.
And he did just have another neck surgery like a year ago, so, you know, his voice is never not going to be raspy.
Yeah. Matt Cardona went over Eddie Edwards. Woo, woo, woo.
Good, I like Matt Cardona.
I do too. That guy was a smart cookie. Vince McMahon didn't want to put him over, so he got himself over, and that pissed Vince off even more.
Yep.
And then he went out on his own. He's making damn good money. Literally the only two scenarios I see him going back to WWE is one, if he wants to be on tour with his wife, travel with her, travel Chelsea, or WWE buys TNA. Otherwise, there's no value in it. What's the point? So good for him. Good for him. Mance Warner versus Jake something ended in a no contest.
Cool.
There was a big 3-man brawl at ringside. Security guards broke it up, and the match was canceled. So just filler TV time, clearly. Then the main event. Nick Nemeth over Zachary Wentz. I don't know. It's so hard to take Nick Nemeth's brother seriously, knowing that he's embroiled in a lawsuit against All Elite Wrestling because was it the accusation that he was bullied backstage?
What had happened was he was there, they primarily used him on dark only.
Yeah.
He wasn't...
Because he's a jobber. He's a jobber.
Well, not anymore. He's the TNA Tag Team Champion, goddammit.
Because of his
what
brother.
Had happened was when CM Punk did his return promo, he tweeted something. It wasn't even that bad. Like, I think CM Punk said, your favorites are softer than ice cream or something. He said, well, you're the softest. And CM Punk confronted him backstage and wanted to fight him. And after that happened, CM Punk had the stroke to get people pulled, and Ryan Nemeth was banned from Collision.
That's right. Didn't he name CM Punk in his lawsuit?
There's a separate suit against CM Punk right now.
Allegedly.
It's not allegedly. They showed the paperwork online. And I hope Ryan Nemeth wins, and I hope he wins a lot of money.
It'll settle. Always does.
Well, I don't know, because AEW countersued him because he didn't go through the arbitration that was stated in the contract.
Oh, they were able to get him for breach of contract. Interesting.
Well, I don't think it's a breach of contract because he was no longer under contract, but it says if there's any disputes or anything, it has to go under an arbitrator. So they countersued him for not going through an arbitrator because he filed a case in LA County.
Let's check the live chat. Alistair, what's up, Mike? What's up, Noah?
What's up?
our homie G. Alistair. And Teabag went on to say, I wonder if Tyler Rex will be allowed to join the women's division if he/she returns. That is fucked up, sir.
In wrestling, it doesn't really matter. It's already happened with like Giselle Shaw and Nyla Rose. It's not a big deal in pro wrestling. It's the big deal in like MMA and all the other college and high school sports.
Yeah.
But if Tyler Rex wants to come back and compete as a woman, that's fine.
But isn't that misgendering him because he's already changed? He's already gone through reassignment.
So he's not trans. He's actually had the Mr. Garrison surgery.
Oh, okay.
I'm asking.
I
don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
I
But
wouldn't have a
either
problem.
way, good for her if she identifies as a woman, or if he identifies as, I'm not sure. I'm not fully educated on the subject, so give me a break, please. I'm trying to not like be politically incorrect here. I swear.
Oh, so then you lied from your earlier statement.
What do you mean?
The cancel culture shit.
I hate it, but I have to go by it.
Fuck that. I've already been canceled a bunch of times. I'm still here.
Actually, you've probably done more canceling of shows than you've been canceled. You've been the canceler.
Yeah, that's how powerful I am, God damn it.
Seriously, I gotta ask, how many episodes of you know what show I'm talking about did you just say, throw your arms in the air and say fuck this and basically shut down production for the day?
26.
and in every reshoot attempt would cost you know who another couple of 20-piece chicken nugget meals at McDonald's.
No, it was a couple McGriddles back then.
No, I meant for the other guy.
Oh no, it wasn't chicken nuggets. It was a double quarter pounder meal times 3.
That is disgusting. What's up, Mohammed? Peace and love, peace and love. I have nothing but peace and love for everyone watching right now. I'm just here living life, having a good time. I'm on a 3-day weekend I so sorely needed. Peace and love, peace and love.
I don't get a 3-day weekend. Fuck you.
You haven't earned one yet.
Yes, I have.
You're in the accountability crib right now.
Yeah, it feels like I'm in prison with what my accommodations are.
See, this is the thanks I get.
I don't even have internet.
This is the thanks I get. And I haven't even by the way, I've not put your business on blast. I don't talk about that online. I know you are a private person. I respect you. Any part of your story is yours to share, not mine. So you see, you got to admit the fact I said that and I do that, you must admit I've matured just a little bit over 15 years ago. Like everything would have been a freaking sketch.
That's okay.
You got to admit, have I grown a little bit in that manner?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
But you still throw temper tantrums.
I'm just an old curmudgeon now. I'm such an old man.
You're Mr. Wilson with a Katie Lang haircut.
Hey, I wouldn't talk. I don't know about your last haircut.
Yeah, you cut me, you prick.
Okay, this part I gotta put you on blast.
Hey, we got more color from my haircut than they did in that women's dog collar match.
Hang on.
Oh God. You're gonna be too intoxicated to take me to In-N-Out, aren't you?
Hey, I wouldn't be the one driving. Trust me.
Yeah, but you're gonna fall asleep after we finish this episode, and then no dinner
I-
for Mikey.
No, I'm not. Here, hang on.
Shit, I don't even know what benefits I'm gonna still have after that big, beautiful bullshit build.
We're gonna talk about that in just a second. By the way, look at that beauty right there. Look at that. That was I'm not even gonna say I'm not even gonna say because if I do, you'll probably kill me.
Why?
So it's probably for the best I just keep my mouth quiet.
Tell me.
No,
I won't kill you.
you'll get mad at me.
Why? It's the 4th of July, America's birthday in a couple hours. I have no reason to be mad.
I just shared that picture of you before I gave you the haircut.
I don't give a shit. I look good. I'm skinny now. I'm skinnier than you.
With the hefty bag poncho.
Oh no, that was for my weight cut. I have an MMA fight Saturday night. I was cutting weight.
Look at that.
That's why the hair had to go, and I had to drop some pounds of sweat.
The Hulk Hogan skullet.
Whatever. I look better than Hulk Hogan.
Yes. Is he still alive today, by the way?
Yeah, he was sharing pictures. He was sharing pictures of his new endeavor across the street from Madison Square Garden.
I call BS. I don't know if that's if those are recent photos or not. I don't know, but I'm concerned that they're not because that social media page is ran by that Ron guy that runs his.
Well, there's a picture of Hogan over there.
Yeah, but we don't know how old that photo is.
I don't know, but the thing is, I mean, he got all that money. He's finally like having some successful stuff. Like the Real American Beer apparently is doing pretty good, and then the other beach body shops are doing okay. Why would you piss away that money to be in Times Square where it is a shithole right now?
Yeah. Okay, so TNA wrapped up with the King's speech from the self-proclaimed King of TNA, Frankie Kazarian. Just spoiler alert, it ended. Fucking Frankie Kazarian and Trick Williams beat the shit out of Mike Santana and Joe Hendry.
Aw.
That was the show. So.
Aw.
There you go. I believe in Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry.
Cool.
It is cool. Did you hear about that piece of shit Jimmy Swaggart dying the other day?
No.
You hear about that?
I don't even know who that is.
He was the televangelist that I think when was it? I think it was in the late 80s. This was what like really like blew him up in front of everyone, where he broke down crying during a sermon and admitted that he was a sinner. And what the sin was he was what was that? I guess a rival televangelist or preacher is who was gonna out him. This guy named Marvin Gorman, and Marvin Gorman wanted to take down Jimmy Swaggart, like dueling fucking televangelists. So Marvin Gorman, he paid like a private investigator photographer to take photos of Jimmy Swaggart meeting with a prostitute. But basically, allegedly, Jimmy Swaggart wasn't having sex with a prostitute. He was just like basically she was like stripping for him while he was beating off.
Oh my god. Yeah, I looked up this guy and I don't know who this is.
Yeah. Well, he's dead.
He lived to be 90, so maybe God did like him.
Perhaps. Perhaps.
Yeah, I don't even know this guy.
Well, you do now. Do now.
Sure.
This is some pretty cool news that came out just recently, like within the last couple hours. It was revealed AJ Styles signed a 1-year contract extension, and then he's done. So it's sounding like AJ Styles he's retiring in 2027.
That dude still looks awesome in the ring. He's still in great shape, and I've known him since he started at the very beginning. He's still a really nice guy. So
Yeah, good for him. And even though it was later in his career, which Vince even recognized, he was quoted as saying that one of his biggest regrets was that he didn't sign AJ Styles in 2006. But still it's also wild to think that it's already been almost 10 years. Like his run, like when he does retire, I think his retirement might be right around his 10-year anniversary with WWE, as a matter of fact. That's crazy to think. 10 years already. Good for him. You there?
he still looks
there you are.
yeah, he still looks really good in the ring too.
Except other than the clearly artificial coloring in his hair and beard, which are unnaturally dark.
Well, I mean, Sting did the same thing, and now he's white as a ghost.
That's so weird. Like, Sting looks like he would frighten small children with his look today, with his face painted and that ridiculous beard. It's so weird. Like, I don't know. No offense. I know Sting's a legend. He's a living legend. He deserves all the respect in the world. But for him to make himself look so unkempt, and people are going and paying good money for these photo ops.
Well, yeah, it's the last year he's going to be wearing the face paint doing these.
Yeah. But it's not even his authentic self. If he was going to truly do this for one last year, that stupid ass beard has to go. It's very odd. I'd be disappointed. Be like, this isn't what Sting looked like when I was a kid. But I will give it to him. There's way worse wrestler and celebrity meet and greets than that. So,
what, like his buddy Kevin Nash?
We don't talk about that.
How's the sex change?
Shut the fuck up about that.
I'm gonna pull that video up and post it.
Wait, did you take the tape?
I probably have it somewhere.
Damn. We don't talk about that anymore. Except I had to stop hating on Kevin Nash after what happened to his son. Just knowing what he went through and the fact that he's still trying to move forward and live his life. And what I might have read recently that he was having some health issues.
Oh, I didn't see anything about that.
Now I got to look it up so I don't sound like a dumbass. Actually, that's impossible. Okay, yeah, this was on Sportskeeda. WWE legend Kevin Nash opened up about his and his wife's health struggles and how they are charting their path to recovery on a podcast, on an episode of Click This. Let let's see what the quote is. She didn't have a hip replacement. She had that fucking procedure done first to see if they could fix the top of the fucking femur. fucking, and it didn't hold. She was like non-weight bearing for 3 months. Okay, so it was like bone and joint related on his wife. And then he's having back and shoulder issues. Well, no fucking shit. He's having back and shoulder issues. I don't know how that guy gets to a vertical base.
Well, he had another knee surgery, and like his legs are strong now, apparently stronger than they ever were, because he was really bow-legged and he jacked his knees up when he was playing basketball, and he finally had.
And that was after he tore his quad, right?
Yeah, he just had that surgery. Like I'm thinking, like 2 years ago to fix everything.
Whew. And also on that episode, he said he's not interested in wrestling again, and that's a relief because we're not interested in seeing you wrestle again.
That's fucked up.
It would not be a good thing. That would not be a good thing.
Shut up, Noah.
Let's talk about NXT. Let's talk about NXT from Tuesday. I know we were live on Tuesday, but I didn't talk about NXT, so we can get into that. So show opened up. Wes Lee with High Rise in his corner versus say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. Winner Joe Hendry.
Nice.
Nice. Miles Bourne went over Lexus King. I got a bone to pick about this whole Lexus King thing. It's disappointing. And the reason why it's disappointing is he's freaking Brian Pillman Jr. His name should be Brian Pillman. He had the freaking mullet down. Looks identical to his dad. Don't even go by Brian Pillman Jr. Your name's just fucking Brian Pillman. Make your dad's name proud. Do you have any idea why they did that? Was that his choice or was that WWE?
WWE wanted to trademark the name, so they made him pick a new one. So I think Lexus is his sister's name, and I don't know why he's using King, but
why the fuck?
Honestly, I think he should have stayed in AEW.
I mean, they have plenty of other wrestlers under contract that use their real name.
Yeah.
I mean, this was right after you had a guy named Joe Hendry wrestling. Stupid. That's going to hold him back. Brian Pillman Jr.'s career is held back by this. He should be working as Brian Pillman on Monday Night Raw. I'm going out on a limb right now. You got to push that motherfucker to the moon. He's good. He's not great. But I guarantee you he could get over. Horrible execution and unfair to this kid.
And Miles Bourne is dating Stephanie Vacquer.
Yeah. He gets that reverse devil's kiss.
Ooh.
Oh! Laney Reed. What's that bitch's name? Thea Hale. Thea.
Like 19.
What?
She's like 19.
What the fuck? Like, they have no business having women so young under contract. Jesus Christ. I guess it's okay. It's NXT. I just think look at how Paige worked out getting thrown into that environment so young.
What are you talking about? She's a second generation.
I know that. I'm talking like the real WWE environment. Like no one else, like her family are indies. They're not like, she was definitely the only real successful one out of the bunch.
All right, what happened next?
Tatum Paxley and Izzy Dame with the culling in their corner versus Zarya and Sol Ruka.
I like Sol Ruka.
Tatum Paxley and Izzy Dame picked up the victory. On that. Then there was a backstage thing involving The Rock Jr., aka Ava Raine. The one of the biggest nepotism hires in the history of the company is Ava Raine.
Who cares, man? She does a fine job
No,
as the GM.
what are you talking about? She is horrible. The only thing she is worse at than being just an on-screen character is her wrestling.
You're too harsh on people.
She's annoying. It's annoying. It's obnoxious. There's only one reason she's there. And she's really awkward delivery. It's almost like she's reading off of cue cards, even though I know she's not. But it's a very forced, awkward delivery. There's nothing natural about the way she cuts promos backstage. There's nothing natural about it. It doesn't flow. Like, come on. Surely Daddy Warbucks knows a good acting coach that she could spend some time with.
That I would
Just
disagree.
How can you justify her delivery, her really awkward promos and backstage segments? How do you justify that?
WWE want to keep their board members happy.
It ain't good.
It's fine.
They have let go, due to budget cuts, how many talents in NXT alone that are millions and miles and light years ahead of The Rock Jr.
Don't be hating.
It's a lot.
Quit hating.
Yeah, it's a
Shut up, Noah.
lot. Just
All
saying.
right, what else happened? Quit hating and let's move on.
Yoshiki Inamura versus Jasper Troy. Number 1 contenders match for the NXT Championship. And it was Yoshiki. He is the new number 1 contender. And then afterward, of course, Obafemi made his way out to the ring. They had a little stare down.
Well, I mean, Jasper Troy was the winner from the first season of LFG, and
Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
Up next, we had in-ring promo. Jordan Grace. It is just so unnatural how she looks. I know she works out like a beast, but she's starting, and I'm not saying she's on Ozempic. I'm not saying any of them are on Ozempic. I don't know about freaking Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch. It just looks like it. I'm concerned. They have that really square, like bony looking face. It looks so unnatural. I mean,
Okay.
I'm all for a woman being healthy diet, healthy exercise, something I know nothing about. But I just don't see how she could get from the body type she previously was to where she is now without some kind of assistance, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, doesn't it seem odd to you? Like, in your opinion, do you think that's natural?
Well, she was never really fat, but she she wasn't in like amazing looking shape when she started in TNA. Like she was a little chubby, and then she just like shredded everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I know she worked out with Caesar Bononi and Ethan Page a little bit, but I I think she put in hard work.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I mean, have you seen her husband? Her husband Jonathan Gresham is shredded too, and
oh, I
like
believe it.
I mean, I think she put in the work.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, what's her name?
Damn it.
And it's like, what's her name? And Buddy Murphy. They both are shredded. Shredded.
Except his ankle isn't healing.
Oh, it's not.
No,
Uh,
that teeny tiny ring in Australia may have ended his career.
oh. Yeah, that was the AEW event. They couldn't get their 20-foot ring out there, so they had to use a 16-foot. Which,
Yeah.
so the way that wrestling rings are commonly sized is the major, like the standard, the standard football field, standard baseball diamond size of a wrestling ring is 20 by 20. But at smaller indie shows and most wrestling schools train in 16-foot rings for beginner classes.
Right.
And then the real outlaw mud show indie garbage wrestling bullshit, as well as the indie wrestling with little people, dwarves. I think that's the politically correct term. They typically, it's called a bar ring informally, and those are 12 by 12. And bar rings, oh my gosh, those are some of the, I've screwed around in a 12 by 12 ring before. And if you're a 6-foot guy, like you can't do much in those rings. Like if you're doing even so much as a suplex, you got to do it like way from one corner to the other, and got to really have your legs tucked in so you don't hit the fucking ropes on the other side. But yeah, I guess AEW at that show, they had to use the 16-foot ring. And I got to admit, 16-foot rings look really freaking weird on TV. And I can definitely see how
remember
Buddy
the
got hurt.
original Shotgun Saturday Night? They had a 12 by 12.
Which Shotgun Saturday? So Shotgun Saturday Night was a 12 by 12?
The original, like the first set of episodes where they were actually filming it in bars and cafes.
Yeah, I don't know how, especially early mid 90s WWF, where most of the roster, let's just put it this way, are not cruiserweights. Like, could you freaking imagine, like, Mabel or Yokozuna in a fucking 12-foot ring?
Undertaker was in it.
That's crazy. I'm going to have to look that up. I'm very
Yeah,
interested.
look up the episode from Penn Station, and he tombstone Triple H on the top of the escalator.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah, I'm going to have to look that up. Yeah, that's cool. This is an interesting news story here. JBL, who's commonly notorious for being the bully, the instigator, with particularly the younger talent, the greenhorns to the business. He was the initiator. And on a recent podcast, he was asked if he had ever been the guy to actually mediate or break up a fight between two wrestlers backstage.
Yeah.
And this is what he said. I'm trying to see, where was the name? Let's see here. They had heat. They had real heat. They had real heat, JBL admitted, but I don't remember that. I don't remember if they were ever separated at one point. But who's he talking about?
His face and Joey Styles' fist.
Oh, what a bad news story. I'm gonna have to talk with that guy. That was freaking great. Joey Styles, of all people, fucking exposes JBL for having a glass jaw. That was freaking great. Like during the brief period when Styles this was when he was still on commentary, right? This was before he got pulled and just started running the website.
Yes.
Yeah, JBL was particularly a bully. Joey Styles had the reputation of being kind of nerdy and like unable to defend himself. Oh no. No, Joey Styles, that man is a veteran of the business. He knows how it works. It's like prison yard rules. Even if the end result is you get your ass kicked, as long as you put up an effort, you're still respected. It's when you get your ass kicked and don't even fight back, where then you become a mark. And Joey Styles had enough. He had warned JBL to leave him alone. JBL did not heed his warnings. Joey Styles fucking clocked him. And that wasn't the only time that JBL got checked by ECW.
No, he would have been killed by Steve Blackman because Steve Blackman got his foot entangled in a bag at the airport, but he kicked him like 3 times and he was going to beat the shit out of him, but he got his foot caught on a bag.
Yeah, I remember that. Wasn't he ribbing Steve Blackman over and over, and Blackman like warned him like not in the mood. He like gave him multiple opportunities.
And then the baggage claim of all places, Steve Blackman just kicked him 3 times in 5 seconds right in the face.
Steve Blackman's freaking awesome. He's a bail bondsman now, of all things.
Cool.
You didn't know that?
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
I watched the show they tried to pitch.
But Steve Blackman, that guy is fucking crazy. He's like kill you 3 times before you hit the ground. Like his limbs are weapons for sure. What an underutilized performer. He wasn't the biggest guy in stature, like height and weight wise, but he was shredded. And he could legitimately fight.
Well, he was signed by WWE in the 80s, and then he caught malaria when he went to Africa, and it took him like 4 years to recover, and then he had to put the weight back on. So he could have been around for a while, but he got the malaria.
Oh, it's such a shame. I mean, he had a good run during like one of the biggest boom periods in wrestling history. It wasn't exactly a main event run, but he was on TV every week.
But we didn't get to see the sweet mullet he had in the 80s.
That's very true. But I guess any attention's good attention, but I gotta imagine the storyline. Remember the blind date that Al Snow sets him up on?
Head cheese.
Yeah. And Steve
Yeah.
Blackman's just like super awkward and annoyed the whole time. You know damn
Yes.
well that's Vince McMahon in his mind doing that because it amuses him to see people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I do gotta say the match was it against Shane McMahon at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Very good. Randy Orton's youngest son's wrestling now. That's freaking
nice.
crazy. How old is that kid? He revealed
Gotta
it
be
on that stupid Stephanie
7.
McMahon podcast.
17, 18?
Yeah, I don't know.
But there's been a video of him out training for a while.
Yeah.
What are they saying in the chat?
Yeah, what's going on in the chat? Ooh. Nathan Banks, what's up, Nathan? What is up, Nathan? Welcome.
What's up?
Did you see the news that Julio Chavez Jr. is getting deported by ICE?
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Yeah, they said he
Yeah.
was an affiliate of the Sinaloa cartel.
Oh
and
my
that he was
God.
responsible for helping transport weapons.
Only in America does a guy box Jake Paul of all people, lose, and then gets deported afterwards. Welcome to America.
Shut up.
Oh my
Noah.
gosh. And Jake Paul, by the way, another speaking of Jake Paul, he's threatened that if anyone calls his fights fake, he's going to sue them. Now look,
Okay.
I don't think his fights of skill
He's
at whatever
booking
stage of
fights
their
with-
career that they are.
He's just booking fights with names that will sell tickets and put money in his pocket right now. That's it.
And fights that he knows that it will be the odds will be in his favor to win. It's a very heelish booking mindset rather than looking to overcome the biggest challenges and better himself. He's, in my opinion, going after these guys that are washed up. They're not at his skill level because he knows he can just run them right over to pad his win-loss record. And as long as he's selling pay-per-views, that's all that matters.
Like 4 or 5 years ago, I challenged him to a fight and he never responded. What a pussy. I'd whoop his ass.
Oh, there you go. Hear that, Jake Paul? You want a real fight for a change? You want to actually have a real competitor to go up against?
Yeah, you want to fight Nagel Nine Toes, you bitch.
You're going to box. This is a formal challenge. I am Noah Mania. I represent the extreme icon Mike Nagel. He has agreed to come out of retirement and train.
Shut up for a minute. I would prefer to do MMA, but since he's such a bitch, I will box.
Yeah, see, there you go. There you go. Just like your typical routine. You go after MMA people.
I'll murder
here
him
you are.
with my clubs. Bam.
What was that?
I'll beat the shit out of him.
He'll beat the shit out of you.
And his brother can get it too.
Logan.
I still got the garbage bag. I can drop weight to make the weight.
There you go. There you go. And after you beat him, you'll be able to buy 2 garbage bags.
Fuck that. I want Mike Tyson money.
Well, you'd have to cultivate some lettuce in order to have Mike Tyson money.
I'm talking about the fight he had with him on Netflix. Mike Tyson made like $15-20 million for that fight.
He did pretty damn good. You ain't kidding. You ain't kidding. So another teacher is in hot water.
Oh God!
In trouble with the law. Lost her job.
Another hot female.
Here, let me send you the link. And
Did she have sex with a student?
Actually, no. That's what makes it so funny. But you'll still find it freaking hilarious.
Because I am noticing that there have been a lot of attractive female teachers getting busted for having sex with teenagers, and my only question is, where were they when I was in school?
Oh, come on.
No, because all you heard about when I was in school was the dudes who were having sex with the female students.
Don't perpetuate the double standard, because if it was a male teacher and a female student, everyone would be saying, drag that predator into the streets and off him without a trial.
That's what happened when I was growing up and was going to middle school and high school. That kind of shit was happening. You never heard about the female attractive teachers doing that. But shit.
But anyway, so this is what she's in trouble for. So allegedly, she chugged booze out of a water bottle and cursed out her class during a lesson that she interrupted to have them dance the Macarena.
What?
She called the students little shits and stuck her middle finger in all the kids' faces.
Did this happen in Florida?
No, it happened in the UK.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And she was drinking out of a water bottle. And and she made them do the Macarena, and she played music. And this was after she had recently been convicted of drunk driving. You want to know what's the most hilarious part about it?
What?
She was a teacher of a drug and alcohol awareness class.
Oh, so she was doing show and tell.
Click the link I just sent you.
I am. I'm reading it right now.
Do you see the teacher?
Yeah, she's pretty.
You can go bail her out of jail.
I ain't going to England. Fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah, some sad news, really sad news to report. Michael Madsen from the Quentin Tarantino films like Reservoir Dogs, Kill Bill Volume 2, Hateful Eight, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, passed away at 67 years old. He was also in some other real bangers. He was in the Doors film.
Yeah.
Which was a really, really excellent movie. He was also in Thelma and Louise, Free Willy. Oh, he was in Sin City also. And he did some and he did voice work in GTA 3, Grand Theft Auto 3. But it's a fucked up situation, because just a short time ago, like I want to say like a week ago, he had like a full physical done, and I guess he was getting ready to have shoulder surgery, and they did like a complete workup on him. They said he was fine, clean bill of health. And then like less than a week later, he dies in his sleep of an apparent heart attack. I am so tired of hearing about people dying under the age of 70. Particularly for reasons other than overdose, because at least with an overdose, which are bad and very, very sad, But with that, you can rationalize it to, oh, that person had a problem and that's what took their life. But these deaths of natural causes under the age of 70 has me just freaking the fuck out because I know I can't be in the best health. I can't be in the best health. I eat like shit. I get around, but it's not like I'm going to Planet Fitness every day to work out. I ain't doing that. So I'm just freaking out. I'm just freaked out about how long I'm going to live, especially since my mom died she was only 64 years old. And that was of natural causes. So I'm freaked the fuck out, man. I don't know how long I'm going to be around. It's like that. I feel like that scene from Rocky. Rocky's training. And he's like, let's do it tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. That's how I feel, man. I don't know. Do you freak out about that too? God damn it. We lost Mike. There he is. Hey, how much of that rant did you actually hear?
I heard physical, and then my phone just completely shut off.
God damn it. Anyway,
I'll watch it in post.
Well, what I said, the quick version of it is he had a physical done and he got a clean bill of health. And he was dead less than a week later of an apparent heart attack.
Probably had a widowmaker.
But I was saying that it freaks me out because I'm tired of hearing about people dying under the age of 70 of natural causes. And I don't know how much time I got left.
Listen, he did a lot of drugs, though, allegedly.
Allegedly. That's what people say. But it might not be the fact. Allegedly.
Yeah. Okay.
Really sad, though. It's a bummer. And people were freaking out, worried about Dick Van Dyke. He had to cancel an appearance, but look, I mean, nobody's fooled here. The guy's, he's 98 years old, going on 99.
100.
Huh?
100.
No, he hasn't hit 100 yet.
Allegedly.
Okay, it's 99. It was his event on Saturday, June 28th, but his wife announced that
there was a death or something, so he decided not to go.
No, well, she implied that it was something due to his health. And his wife said he has, quote, good days and bad days, and this was not a good day. I wonder if he's got all of his marbles. I don't know.
Didn't he have to be helped out of his home when the fire hit?
Well, what I read happened, which made it really freaking sad, like because his wife's only 53, significant age difference, and she gets around. She supposedly caregivers for him.
What the fuck are you implying? She gets around.
What I'm implying is she's not his age. She's like 40 years younger than him. So
yeah.
Anyway, what I had read was that when the fires hit, because he lives in Malibu, he was scared that his property was in danger and his neighbors. So he had gone outside to get his garden hose. He wanted to spray down like the land and the house. And he was just so exhausted from that little bit. Like when they found him, he was, I guess, crawling on his hands and knees in his driveway holding a garden hose. So that's when I read that, I was just fucking pissed. Where was his wife? Letting her 99-year-old husband.
Where was the mayor of LA is the better question.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to anyone now that Trump's big, beautiful bill was signed off on by Congress, by the House, anyway.
The only thing in that bill that I like that got passed is that they fixed what Joe Biden fucked up with the internet sales. So now I'm not going to be taxed after only selling $500 worth of stuff in a year. Now it's back to the $20K that it was before.
But it's this is what you all voted for, America. Just remember that.
Yeah, America.
Just remember this. There's already many Trump supporters coming out of the woodwork and giving interviews that they lost their job, they lost everything because of some law, something that Trump did. And they're basically like crying about it now. Why, Trump? Why? I loved you. I bought your MAGA hat. I voted for you. I took you at your word, and now my family is losing everything. I got news for y'all. I don't feel sorry for you because we warned you. Every single thing that is getting cut, every single thing that douchebag president has done in his short time in office was all outlined in black and white, plain as day, simple English terms in Project 2025. You knew about it and you didn't care and you voted anyway. So if you lose your SNAP benefits, if you lose your Medicare, you have nobody to blame but yourself, because he did it right in front of everyone's faces. It was not done in secret.
Kamala still sucks, though.
Kamala is no longer with us. Don't say bad about the Uganda giant. I'm talking about the wrestler Kamala.
Oh, that's Zoran Mamdani. He was born in Uganda.
Oh my gosh. And as far as the impact,
mark my words, if the people of New York vote him in as their next mayor, I will never step foot in New York City until he is gone.
So the Congressional Budget Office. So for those of you that don't know what the Congressional Budget Office is, it's a lot like in California, we have the Legislative Analyst's Office, which is a nonpartisan. That's very important to point out. Nonpartisan, which means that their recommendations are not based upon political affiliation. You don't have a Democrat running it. You don't have a Republican running it. And the federal government copied the Congressional Budget Office back in the 70s. And guess who signed the order for the Congressional Budget Office? Richard Milhouse Nixon, a Republican. So this is the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office, nonpartisan, but was created by Republicans. They initially estimated that the big, beautiful bill would add 2.4 trillion, that's trillion with a T, dollars, to the national debt by 2034, cause 10.9 million people to lose health insurance coverage. So the CBO later said, oh, we're really sorry, we got it wrong. Our estimates were off. The big, beautiful bill is actually going to create a budget deficit of $2.8 trillion, $400 billion more than originally predicted. And of course, the Republican Party is pushing back. Mike Johnson, fucking Trump. And the cuts to Medicaid, the largest ever. Largest ever.
Well, thank God I moved to California.
Yeah, but California still relies on that federal funding. It's very scary out there. But I'm going to say this, because fortunately, my health insurance is on lock, so I'm good there. I'm very fortunate. But this is what you all voted for. You reap what you sow. And history is not going to look upon the MAGA movement, Donald Trump, and all this bullshit making a mockery out of the United States of America. History is not going to remember this fondly. You all reap what you sow.
Yeah, you all reap what you sow.
And it's all about the tax cuts to the wealthy. And that's where this money from these cuts to fucking SNAP and Medicare, they're using that as a funding vehicle for additional tax breaks to the wealthy, the wealthiest 1%. How can we get the wealthiest 1%, Donald Trump's criminal cronies? How can we afford as a country to make them pay a little less in taxes? Oh, let's strip away the benefits, the health and food benefits from the country's most vulnerable and the country's neediest. Makes me fucking sick. And it's exposed millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of Americans of either being too stupid to see the truth, or it's exposed you all of just being terrible fucking people. I'm willing to bet it's a little of column A and a little of column B. And that's it. That's it. Do you have any thoughts?
I'm happy I'm not going to have to report taxes on anything under 20,000.
Yeah, there you go.
Because Biden really fucked me on that when he slipped that in with that last payment for the COVID shit. All politicians are fucking terrible. That's why I'm an independent, because you can't trust a Democrat, you can't trust a Republican. They're all full of shit.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It's all disappointing to me. Anyway.
Me too.
I think I'm going to wrap up. I'll see if we can make it to In-N-Out tonight. How's that sound?
Fine.
Great.
Mike Nagel's
Not
got
like
a
you
belly,
have where
but
you
his
need to be
heart is
tomorrow.
full. Dreaming about the ring where the wrestlers
Oh, I
rule.
do.
With his remote in hand, he's
No,
ready
you
for the
don't.
fight. Monday Night Raw's his favorite sight. He's sitting on the couch in his old blue jeans, cheeseburger in hand. He's living his dreams. Stone
Saturday, I
Cold's
know
on
you're
the
busy,
screen.
but you're
Throwing
not
out
busy
a chair.
tomorrow.
Mike's in his own
What am I
world
doing
without
tomorrow?
a care. Mike Nagel,
Barbecuing.
chubby and sweet. Wrestling's his world, can't miss a beat. At the
I have a busy Saturday also. Like tomorrow's gonna be nice, but then Saturday's a full day for me.
Yeah. All right. Smash that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, social media,
Put your head
x.com.
between your legs.
What?
Put your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye.
His sheets are thin, but his dreams are thick. In the no-tell motel, he's feeling slick. Maybe it's the diner or the neon lights.
Are you drunk?
Mike is a champion in the quiet nights. The bed
All
may
right.
be small, but his spirit's big. When he's watching Undertaker do his thing. And when the lights go
Playing your
out
song.
and the
What?
motel door creaks, Mike's
No.
living large and he's feeling elite.
No.
Mike Nagel, chubby and sweet.
the hell? I
Wrestling's
think
this world
Steve
can't
Austin's on my
miss a
street.
beat.
Someone's driving a 4x4 back and forth.
Oh no. Hey, go hose down the lawn so that we can catch on fire.
Got his heart of gold in a tiny room,
Just
but his
saying.
dreams are bold. Watching WWE
Alright,
while
on
the
that
world
note,
spins
I'm out.
fast in
We'll
the
see you guys
Motel
next week
Motel.
on Tuesday.
Mike's got a blast. Mike's got a blast. Maybe one day Michael step in the ring. He'll raise his arms high and make the bells sing. But for now he's the king of his little motel, where the world's a big story that he loves to tell. Mike Nagel, chubby and sweet, wrestling's his world, can't miss a beat. At the No-Tell Motel where the nights are long, he's got his own rhythm, he's got his own song. Mike Nagel got his heart of gold in a tiny room, but his dreams are bold. Watching WWE while the world spins fast in the No-Tell Motel. Mike's got a blast. So here's a Mike Nagel with his WWE. The world's his wrestling ring, can't you see? In the No-Tell Motel where he's free to dream. Mike's a champion.